I don't think it's a secret that, again, that I'm a Luna. I don't think it's any secret that I'm a Princess Luna fan. I don't think it's any kind of secret. But I'm not the only one that's a fan. Silver Quill has come out and said he's a fan. Golden Fox is obviously a fan. There are many people that are fans of the Princess Luna character. And sometimes they're fans out of respect. Like they can like her character, but they may not like the fact that she gets overpraised, gets this overrated praise and all that. But they can respect, who the character is, what the character is about. But I think the main reason a lot of us out there that are fans of hers, the reason she's got such a huge fan base and following is not because of the fact that she only appeared once in the pilot, and then that was it. It's not because she appeared secondly, at least twice in season 2, in Lunar Eclipse, and at the end of the Canterlot Wedding Part 2, during the what's to say? I'm trying to think. During the wedding reception, it's not because of that. And it's not because she's made appearances 3 seasons in a row, helping the Cutie Mark Crusaders individually. It's not just that. It's basically the fact that when you look at Luna, I think Luna is that kind of character that we as fans like to live vicariously through. She's that kind of character that whether we're young kids, the intended audience, whether we're young adolescents, teenagers, whether we're young adults, older adults, you name it. Luna is the kind of character that we can live vicariously through because she's portrayed in a sense, even though it doesn't show as much, she's portrayed in a sense as almost a very rebellious-like character. Hear me out. You see, when I'm talking rebellious, I'm talking more along the lines that she's kind of portrayed as being defiant. Like, she will defy the odds. She will defy what people tell her. And as fans of any age, when we see a character like that, we like to live. When we see a character like that on a show or in a movie, we start to gravitate towards that character, and we start to become a fan of that character because we are able to live vicariously through that character. We're able to live vicariously through them. Like I said, we're able to live vicariously through them, and and by living vicariously through them, we're able to relate to how they feel. Because there are moments, numerous times, where we, in our lives, any moment in our lives, any kind of moment in our lives, where we want to defy the odds, we want to defy what people tell us. With Luna, when it comes to her relationship with Celestia, yeah, there's no doubt that one of the biggest defiant moments she's ever had was when she became Nightmare Moon because her sister was getting more praise than she was. But when you take a look at, let's say, the Crystal Empire one, she wanted to go and help the Crystal opponent. She wanted to go and help, against Sombra. But her sister held her back. Her sister basically, Celestia, made her understand that as much as she would like to allow Luna to do this, this is not Luna's task. This is not Luna's test. This is Twilight's. This is Cadence. It's Twilight's to see if she's ready to become the next princess, the Princess of Friendship. It's Cadence to see if she truly is the Princess of the Crystal Heart. So, as much as she probably understood Luna wanted to go and fight, she was able to talk Luna down and make her understand that this is not their time now. This is not like thousands of years ago when they fought Samba the first time. And you can kind of look, and you can kind of see that look on Luna's face as she walks away a little bit, like, you know, she understands and respects what her sister's telling her, but it's also, she's got that defiant look on her to where she's basically got that look on her face as she walks away, like, as I was saying, that she understands and respects what what Celestia is telling her, but she has that look on her face that if she could, she would defy it. She would go against her sister's request, but out of understanding the love for her sister, she's not going to do that. So you can kind of see it in that moment. And there have been several moments. The royal problem from earlier this season is a good example. You know, she had a very rebellious, defiant attitude with her sister, because basically both were kind of like basically both were going through some kind of friendship problem, like misunderstanding. And in a sense, part of that for Luna was she just, you know, it was like, you know, she was very defiant of her sister. She was disrespectful at times of her sister. But, and again, like I said, this is a character that we can live vicariously through. We can see this. I mean, heck, if you take a look at the movie, and a bit of spoilers here, when Tempest shows up, and Tempest tells them, as you see in the trailer, that she needs their magic. You know, she needs their magic. Luna is defiant by saying, why should they cower to her when there's hundreds of them and only one of her? So basically, basically Luna once again was being defiant, you know, in the midst of basically unconceivable odds. You know, she was defiant. And again, this is a character, and because she's presented in a way sometimes in the show, in the comics, and other media, like I said, a lot of viewers, a lot of people that are fans of the show, no matter what their age is, they can identify with Luna. That's why Luna's got such a strong fan base. It's not because of who she is. It's not because, oh, she's colored dark and everything. She's kind of dark and goth, and that's kind of cool. That's not just it. I mean, it's part of the reason, yes. It's part of the reason, yes. And in a sense, it doesn't hurt that she's kind of like Rarity. She's kind of like the secondary. She's kind of like the eye. And again, it doesn't help. And what I'm saying is, you know, her being dark and everything, being dark color and goth, as some people would look, you know, it's not just that. Even though that's part of it, it's not the whole part. So even though that's kind of part of it, it's not the whole part. The thing that makes fans like Luna as much as they do is her defiance. The fact that they see that if given the opportunity, and we've seen several hints of this in the comics and in the show and in the media, that if given the opportunity, we can see a very rebellious, very defiant character come to life. We can see that. And of course, her, along with Rarity, being the eye candy, if you will, of the show, in the eyes of many fans, doesn't hurt either. But the point is, the reason Luna has such a strong fan base, in my opinion, is because she is defiant. She's defiant sometimes and rebellious about what others think or say. That's basically how fans view her, and that's why fans like her. The fact that she has that defiant side of her that we've seen glimpses of here and there, but never really been given a full spectrum on, except maybe for Royal Problem. And that's it. We haven't seen anything else. You know, so that's why I believe Luna has such a strong fan base. You know, and again, it doesn't help that, and it does help that maybe in the eyes of a lot of fans that one of the reasons she's very popular with them is because she's dark. She's got a dark color, a night color, and all that. And she's kind of goth at times, in their opinion. Yeah, it doesn't. that doesn't help. I mean, that does help too, I should say. That helps too. That helps too. And her, like I say, being like Rarity, the eye candy of the show, helps in a huge way. I should say, as well. But again, I think it's that defiantness that at times you see in the show and in reading the comics and all that rebelliousness that she has, that, like I said, we've seen glimpses of, and that we've probably seen a little bit more so in Royal Problem and in several issues of the comic in other media. We've seen glimpses of that, and I think that's why fans like her, because they can relate to her. And yes, her being sort of like a teacher to the CMCs helps. Isn't a bad thing either. Because you get to see more Luna, but you see a character that's kind of like being the mentor to the next generation that understands like where the CMCs are coming from. They understand where she's coming from. She understands where they're coming from, is what I said. And that's why Luna was chosen for this episode, because she can relate to them, as at times we, as an audience, relate to her. So, that helps in the long run as well. But in my opinion, I think, again, I believe the reason Luna's got such a huge following is because of her defiantness, is that defiant and rebellious side that we have seen glimpses of time and time again in all kinds of Friendship is Magic media. So that's all really I'm going to say on it. I got to get back into work. I may have to do some carts, but I thought I'd just give my thoughts on that, and I will talk to you all later.